Good times, great oldies.
Live every Monday night from the WMVO studio, it's Tyler Mathias for the winter season of the Griffin Insurance Monday Night Sports Talk Show. Get ready as we'll talk with all the players and coaches from the area about everything winter sports. The Monday Night Sports Talk Show is brought to you by our title sponsor, Griffin Insurance, as well as Buckeye Stoves, Page One Group, and Papa John's. Now, here's Tyler Mathias live on WMVO Radio, Facebook, and YouTube.
All right, and a good Monday evening to you, live from the WMVO studios. It is our first Griffin Insurance Monday Night Sports Talk Show of the winter season here of 2025, presented in part by Buckeye Stoves, Papa John's of Mount Vernon, and Page One Group. And we got Mount Vernon and Centerburg, our featured teams tonight, prior to the matchup on Wednesday night, where they will face off in high school boys basketball the day before Thanksgiving. That is a tip at 5:30. Pregame at 5:15. They're going to, around that time, I know JV's going to play a couple of quarters at 4:45, and then we'll get going. That'll be on our WMVO Facebook page, YouTube channel, and, of course, on the radio as well. But the Mount Vernon Yellow Jackets, we've been talking with you guys for a really long time, and always start the show off with Mount Vernon and Centerburg here, as you guys have been playing each other for many years. Nick Kuhn in his 11th season, I believe, with the Mount Vernon Yellow Jackets is with us. Trent Wells to his right, and to his right, Zane Barber. And we always have to say that we like Zane Barber. He's one of our favorite because of his red hair, like my son. Appreciate you guys coming in here, being a part of this. Coach, before we talk a little bit about last season and talk a little bit about what's to come this season, I want to talk a little bit about a guy that got inducted in the Hall of Fame, in the Knox County Sports Hall of Fame. And I think this is the first basketball player for Mount Vernon that has been inducted, if I'm correct, but I could be wrong. But Nick Gutman, the all-time leading scorer at Mount Vernon, inducted into the Hall of Fame. What does that mean for the program to have one of your own nominated and then obviously inducted into a Hall of Fame? It means he had a heck of a career for sure.
Yeah. And you said an all-time leading scorer. He's also still our all-time leading rebounder as well. So those two records have stood the test of time for a long time.
Yeah.
With Nick, he played before my time.
Yeah.
A little bit like when I was born, or a little before I was born. But I grew up hearing stories about him, and the Hive, as it always has been, was a great atmosphere for that era. The Coach Dave Moore era, and a lot of great players like Nick Gutman. So that was really cool to see somebody from our program, an alumni like Nick, be recognized and honored in that way.
Of course, you mentioned Dave Moore there, and Dave Moore, a head coach for many years at Mount Vernon. I remember my first year, he would come up and do the interviews, and it was great to talk with him. And Dave has since passed on, and we got a chance to kind of have a memorial show for him. It was awesome to talk with Andy and with that group. But so many have come through this program. It's a program people talk about. Mount Vernon is a storied program. Obviously, in 2018, we mentioned you guys go and you knock off to Pickerington North. They had all these guys that they're going Division I. I remember you and I talking, Nick, and you said, well, good news is we only have to beat them one time. We only have to be better than them one night. And guess what? You guys were that night, and it was a lot of fun to do that. But here we are. It's new year, and you guys finished 12-11 last year, 7-5 in the LCL. But you have an opportunity here this year to start off on the right foot, just like you did last year, taking on the Centerburg Trojans. Now, last year, I will say, you guys, of the 11 losses, more than half of them were by single digits. So you wonder, it gets flipped one way or the other, and you guys very well could have 18 wins and 5 losses. And that's a pretty darn good record in itself. So when you look back at last season, what are some of the things maybe you can build off from last year as you get into this year, Nick?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing I think is just the transition to the LCL last year and learning some different programs. That's the biggest thing we probably are taking from last year, because personnel-wise, we're basically starting from scratch with one player that actually played in our last tournament game, returning, with Zane being out this year. So as far as our players, we're starting new. It's a new group, a lot of different pieces that we're still trying to kind of put the puzzle together and figure out who plays well together, and the different strengths guys bring to the table and how it's all going to fit. So that's going to be a work in progress. It has been this preseason and going to continue here in the early part of the regular season.
One of the things we know that when you got here, it was, hey, we want to get up and down the floor. We want to play tenacious defense and force turnovers, get out in transition. Is that still the motto right now? Because sometimes in high school, you have to look at your personnel and you go, okay, we got a lot of big guys, so we kind of need to play in the half court. We can't get out and run. Is it still, hey, we want to get out and run?
Yeah, and we like to play that brand of basketball. You hit it with, we want to create turnovers that gets us out in transition, and that's a great time for us to be efficient offensively, is scoring when the defense isn't set up. And then if we need to play in the half court, we want to share the basketball and play together with each other.
You look at the two guys we got here today, Trent Wells and Zane Barber. We're going to talk with them here momentarily as well. And you mentioned it there. Zane's out for the season with an injury now. And I think, and I'm sorry, the name's kind of escaping me. I think there was a player that happened to not too long ago for you guys that was out for the season, and they kind of turned into like a extra coach on the sideline right there. Is that kind of what the hope is here with Zane this season?
Yeah. About 2 days after we found out, I think Zane instantly became our best coach. Yeah. So he's done a tremendous job with us. It's not his senior year. He's worked really hard for this, and there's not a replacement for what Zane brought to the table as a player.
Mm-hmm.
I've had people ask me that. Well, who's going to replace Zane? Nobody. Mm-hmm. Nobody's going to replace the things he brought to our team. He's been a fan favorite for the last several years, just with his effort and energy he brings to every single moment of the game. But going through this, you think you may know of how somebody's going to handle something, and I thought Zane would handle it in a great way, and he's even exceeded my expectations. And that speaks to, his character and who he is, and how much he cares about his teammates around him and our program, and just how he's gone about it has been pretty admirable.
Yeah. For you, Zane, now you kind of transition into a different, and that's tough. I mean, you're a positive kid already, so but I know it's got to still be tough for you. What's been kind of your mindset as now you're in your senior year and you kind of transition into this different role on team being out for the season?
My mindset has been like make the most out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know I can't contribute on the floor, but at least I can give the guys my 2 years of good varsity basketball and give them my peace of mind and what I would do. And I think most of the time that is the correct thing to do, but if not, coach can correct them.
Yeah.
But I hope to give the guys some motivation and different way to look at the game and through me, and hopefully they can make plays off my advice.
Now, when you look at this team, what do you see as maybe the biggest strengths of this group is Mount Vernon team, and some of the things you say, hey, before Wednesday, we got to work on this before we get underway?
Some of the biggest strengths, I like the way we share the ball this year.
Mm-hmm.
We got a lot of shooters. We got guys that will drive it, and everyone knows their role. Like Lane, our big guy, he's not the greatest shooter, but man, he'll block out and rebound. I mean, he knows his role and he'll do the right things.
Yeah. Trent, I want to have you spin that there to you, but coming over to Mount Vernon, what's kind of been the transition for you to be here at Mount Vernon and get into your senior year and playing basketball?
Yeah, no, I think it's been good, but just like trying to connect with all the guys, learn how each of them play and how they act on and off the court, just trying to make friends with everyone.
Now, Nick said he's not from Australia, which I knew that because he would have.
Well, not everybody knows that,
yeah.
So I just wanted to make sure on that. His dad is a proud Mount Vernon grad.
Yeah, absolutely. So coming over here, though, what was it? Did you talk to your dad and say, I want to go to Mount Vernon and I want to play basketball for the Mount Vernon Yellow Jackets? What was that process like to get over here and to play basketball for the Mount Vernon Yellow Jackets?
It was definitely crazy, but it was a decision that me and him both made together, just trying to figure out how I can get back and play the game I love and have a senior year.
Yeah.
So just transitioning from Australia to here has been good.
All right, Matthew Dellavedova, take anything. Yeah. There you go. That's one. That's the only one I probably know. Joe Ingles, I think, might have been one of them too.
Joe.
Yeah. When you look at this team from a player perspective and a guy that can be on the court and plays, what do you see with this group and some of the strengths and weaknesses of this group that you see right now? No games played yet, so you can't really tell completely.
Yeah.
But what do you see from?
I see a lot of strengths. I think guys just are learning how to play together, and will obviously improve throughout the season. But I think we can definitely shock some people when we get our feet together and stuff.
All right, should be a lot of fun this year as the Mount Vernon Yellow Jackets go into this season, looking to improve even on a 12-11 year last year. But Coach, when you look at this group and who you have and things, what are some of the expectations with this team? Is it to compete for a league title? Is it to win multiple tournament games? Is it to win a state championship? What are some of the goals for this team?
To be honest, we really haven't talked about any outcome-based goals. We're trying to, like I said, piece it together here in the early part of the season. We have a nice mix of some seniors, a couple juniors, and then we could have at times four or five sophomores that crack the lineup. So we're kind of learning together, and that's coaching staff included. I'm trying to learn what all their strengths are and who plays well together, and some things we can do as a collective group. If we have the mindset to get better every day and we're in it for each other, those outcome type goals tend to take care of themselves at the end of the day. And we don't really spend too much time worrying about that right now.
Yeah.
We got too much to worry about in
You
itself.
got the Centerburg Trojans on
That's right.
Wednesday night. I know that's going to be the focus for you guys. I appreciate Nick Kuhn joining us, Trent Wells, and Zane Barber. We're going to be talking about some more on what's upcoming for this season, some of the Licking County League as well, and a little bit about that matchup last year. I know you like that one, 73-38. You win that one against Centerburg last year. And, of course, we got to talk about the Hive and mention a little bit about them as well. But do want to thank Buckeye Stoves, Griffin Insurance, our title sponsor, Papa John's of Mount Vernon. You guys enjoy some of that pizza out there. And also the Page One Group, I'll show the logo there. I don't drink coffee or anything, so that is water in there. Appreciate you guys joining us, Mount Vernon Yellow Jackets. We're going to talk some more with them coming up here on WMVO.
I'm Jacob Reimer. A lot happening in the NFL today. Out of Cincinnati, head coach Zach Taylor met with the media and announced that both T. Higgins and Trey Hendrickson will
This
not
is Lorraine
play
from
Thanksgiving
Buckeye
night
Stoves.
against the Ravens.
Let's get
Zach
ready
Taylor
to rumble.
also mentioned he anticipates that quarterback Joe Burrow will return from injury and play Thursday night in Baltimore. They fell to the Patriots yesterday 26-20, moving to 3-8 on the season. After the win yesterday over the Raiders, Cleveland Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski has already confirmed that Shedeur Sanders will continue to start at quarterback this Sunday against the 49ers. Stefanski spoke after the win on how he was pleased with the team's ability to make plays downfield.
Yeah, we felt confident in our guys. I think I told you guys last week, we trust our guys. We trust our guys to go make plays, and that there are plays to be had. There's always room for improvement, and that's what we focus on in our building. That's our guys have the right attitude to find ways to improve. But obviously, when you can make plays down the field, it opens up everything.
Stefanski also mentioned that quarterback Dylan Gabriel has clear concussion protocol, but he's sticking with Sanders against San Francisco. It is officially the game week after Ohio State beat Rutgers Saturday 42-9, and they can now put their full attention on Michigan this upcoming Saturday. Kickoff from Ann Arbor is at noon. On the hardwood, the Ohio State women's basketball team is in the Bahamas at the Baha Mar Pink Flamingo Championship, and they took care of Belmont this afternoon in a 68-56 win. Jelani Cambridge led the way with 26 points. They will now take on West Virginia on Wednesday. I'm Jacob Reimer, and this is the Ohio News Network.
This is Lorraine from Buckeye Stoves. Let's get ready to rumble. We love football season, and that means stove season is right around the corner. Buckeye Stoves. Check out our showroom with live displays on State Route 95 in Fredericktown. We offer 22 brands of stoves, fireplaces, and inserts. Wood, pellet, gas, and coal. BuckeyeStoves.com. Buckeye Stoves, the cozy way to save.
Whether it's your home, farm, auto, business, RV, or boat, Griffin Insurance has you covered. Located at 300 Coshocton Avenue in Mount Vernon, we've been protecting what matters most to Knox County for decades. Call 740-397-7488 today and experience the trusted local service you deserve. Griffin Insurance, coverage you can count on from people you know.
Page One Group in beautiful Mount Vernon has your best interest in mind when it comes to you and your printing needs. Whether it's printing, design, laser engraving, or sublimation, there isn't a texture we can't print on. Promotional products are how you keep people coming back, and that's where we come in. Your business is our business. Page 1 Group, open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. Call 740-397-0262 and visit us on Scott Road.
Join WMVO for the biggest rivalry in sports as the Ohio State Buckeyes take on the Michigan Wolverines in college football action this Saturday. Pregame at 10:30 on WMVO 100.9 FM, 93.7 HD2. Presented by RCI Mechanical, Hinton Heavy Equipment Repair, Ariel Corporation, Buckeye Stoves, Danbury Senior Living, Velvet Ice Cream, and Extreme Air LLC. It's the Ohio State Buckeyes and the Michigan Wolverines this Saturday. Pregame at 10:30 on 100.9 FM and 93.7 HD2.
When you're craving better ingredients and better pizza, Papa John's on Coshocton Avenue delivers. Locally owned by Bill Spitzer, Papa John's is feeding Mount Vernon fresh hot pizza, wings, and those irresistible garlic butter breadsticks. Order tonight from 855 Coshocton Avenue or call 740-397-6644. Carry out, delivery, or order ahead online. Papa John's, locally owned, big flavor, right here in Mount Vernon. 740-397-6644. That's Papa John's. Better ingredients, better pizza.
You're listening to the Griffin Insurance Monday Night Sports Talk Show, brought to you in part by Griffin Insurance, Buckeye Stoves, Page 1 Group, and Papa John's.
All right, appreciate the Mount Vernon Yellow Jackets joining us here. Going to talk with the Cinnaburg Trojans, too. They've been eating some pizza, and now we... See, that's what we do. We feed you, and then we come in and we talk some hoops. Is there anything better than that? Food and hoops. Appreciate you guys joining us. Nick Kuhn in his 11th season as the Mount Vernon Yellow Jackets head coach. They were 12-11 last year. Trent Wells and Zane Barber, we appreciate them spending some time with us here. Well, last year, in the Licking County League, you guys finished with a 7-5 record. And had a lot of close. There was a number of close games. I think the Licking Valley game was like a 2-point game, and some of those games. We look back to last season in the Licking County League. What stood out to you about the league, and maybe going into this year, some of the things that stand out with the Licking County League, Nick?
It was unique in that there's 2 divisions for us, so just getting used to that. So
how does that exactly work? Like if you play,
so our division we play everybody twice.
Okay. The big school.
Yes. So that's 5 other schools. So there's 10 of our league games. And the crossover games do count towards our league record. So you had our league record a little off there. But
oh, I did? I said 7-5? Well, that's what I thought.
So we actually have 16 league games.
Okay,
which is a lot. So
I missed 4. What were you last year?
I believe 9-7.
9-7. I'm sorry.
I
apologize.
So that's unique. There's not a lot of leagues that are like that where those crossover games count towards the league.
And that's where my confusion came.
Yep. So that was a little bit of an adjustment having that many league games because, there's just an added, I don't know what you want to call it to it, but to a league game, there's an added feel to it. And when 16 of them are out of your 22 are league games, that's an adjustment. But also just some of the styles of play. And just understanding what different programs like to do, just seeing that was good for us. So hopefully as a coaching staff that will help us. Like I said, player-wise, it's going to be all new to our players at the varsity level or with our team. But it's something we're looking forward to, being back in this league for the second year. And hopefully some of those lessons we learned will pay off.
Any team that you're looking at right now that maybe some of the strengths of the conference? I think you guys a lot of people have talked about you guys at the offseason, but any of the other teams?
Licking Heights has won the league. They won it last year, and they won it 4 years previous to that. So I think until somebody knocks them off, they've got a pretty good thing going. Last year we were fortunate to split with them. So we knocked them off, and we actually beat the other division champion as well. So it's there. It's there, but it takes a consistent, long journey of a season to win a championship like that, especially with 16 league games. But I'd say Licking Heights, until somebody knocks them off, and the rest of our conference is going to be very competitive.
And Zane, you look back at the Licking County League last year and just the opportunity to play in that league, and I know you guys have been in the Ohio Cardinal Conference. When I first started, this was probably when you guys were like in second grade or something. But Ohio Capital Conference, Capital Division, and those were some dog fights going down to Well, not Franklin Heights as much then, but some of those other schools and things like that. But in the Licking County League last year, what stood out to you, Zane, with this league?
What stood out to me was like the difference of play styles. Like Licking Heights would get out and run, while other teams might want to slow it down. Like I think Lakewood slowed the game down, which didn't help us. But it's different on a night-to-night basis, like having to go against different styles. And like Coach said, 16 games, you have to be locked in for every game because you never know when one game that you should have won is going to hurt you in the end.
Yeah. Well, last year, like when you guys played, if a team like Licking Heights liked to get out and run, did you guys want to try to run with them? How was it last season?
At home, I feel like we tried to slow down, and then that worked. We won on a buzzer beater from Nico. And then
I think Curtis was doing that game.
Yeah. And then at their place, I feel like we got sped up a little bit, and we got away from that, and they kind of blew us out at the end of the game.
Yeah. For you, Trent, now I help you understand this. Did you play in like Australia or something, or were you not there? Oh, you did.
They have different like divisions from the NBL to NBL1, and then the youth leagues all the way up to 18, 24U. So just playing in some of those games and stuff.
Yeah,
it's not the traditional.
Yeah. Is it like FIBA? Is it like FIBA stuff?
It's FIBA. They don't play high school basketball.
Yeah. It's not like your community high school like we have.
Oh, okay.
That's what he was missing.
Yeah.
He's really excited about. Getting
how excited are you about getting to kind of just getting to play basketball, high school basketball, your senior year? You get to play here at Mount Vernon. How excited are you?
Oh, I'm so excited. Like just the opportunity to come back and play high school basketball again. Playing in Utah and then taking a year off and coming back is so exciting, and especially to know that my dad played here.
Yeah.
And then come and try and do something that he did.
That's gonna be fun. They like to get up and down the floor in Australia? So you're used to this.
I'm used to it with a 24-second shot clock.
Okay.
Those guys that are men basically, and those are playing against like kids that are freshmen or 15-year-olds, are playing against 24-year-olds. So the physicality is definitely a lot different over there.
Yeah. You think there should be a shot clock here?
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
I like shot clocks.
Yeah. Now, when I was in high school, my junior year, we lost to Loudonville in quadruple overtime. There was no shot clock, which there's not right now. They won the tip. They held it on their hip. They took one shot. If they made it, we lost. If they missed it, we went to another overtime. We ended up losing the game. But do you think a shot clock should be in here, Nick?
I am a fan of it.
Yeah.
And I think it's coming.
Yeah.
I don't know how soon that'll be, but
what do you think, like 45 seconds or something?
I think they'll probably do 35 to start. 30 or 35, I think, is plenty. And I just think it will create opportunities for kids to get better, learn to play, and it'll be exciting for the players and fans. And that's what it's really what it should be about is the players' experience, and I think that will enhance the experience even more of high school athletics or high school basketball.
I remember one year you guys did like the silent night thing, and it was like until there was 10 points. And the other team was kind of like holding the ball, and it was very uncomfortable for me to announce the game. It's so quiet in the gym and everything. But I want to talk a little bit about that matchup with Centerburg here coming up, though. But Trent, how excited are you to be in the Hive? You know what the Hive's like. You know what the experience is going to be like. But how excited are you when you do get to the Hive? I know it's not going to be Wednesday night. You're in Centerburg, but what's it going to be like for you?
Oh, I think it's going to be exciting just to see everyone come out and support us, and hopefully it's loud.
Yeah.
And hopefully we can keep winning some games and make more people come.
I can tell you what, it gets loud in there. I've missed some cues before in the Hive. Zane, how much of an advantage is the Hive at Mount Vernon High School?
I think it's a very good advantage.
Yep.
As our football team showed,
Yeah.
I think it was super fun in the Hive during the football season, and I would like to say that we might have contributed to a couple wins.
Oh, you guys were in there?
I doubt we did, but we contributed some way, and I hope they can come and support us and contribute.
Excellent. It gets rowdy in there, and I like it. What are some of the expectations for this team? I mean, you look at it, you know some of the players, you're teammates with them and things. What are some of the expectations, Zane?
I hope that we can defend our home court.
Yeah.
We got a new stadium or redone.
Yeah. I haven't seen it yet. Yeah.
Oh, it's nice.
Yeah.
I hope that we can defend it, win more games, hopefully all of them, than when we play at home.
Yeah.
But we have a lot of young guys, like Coach said. So that's going to be like a big question mark this year, but I know what some of the older guys can do, and I'm excited to watch them play.
Trent, you look at some of the expectations for this team. What do you see as maybe some big expectations for?
No, I think just winning as many games as we can.
Win as many games as you can. I like it. I think Coach probably likes that too.
Yeah, I don't think there should be a goal of how many, but I think as many games as we can win for sure.
Coach, you look at, Zane kind of mentioned it there, the inexperience of this group. How fast you kind of got to grow up when you're in high school and you go, hey, by the way, because they say, well, I'm a freshman or I'm a sophomore. And it's like, once you play one game, now you know what it's like. You know what the speed's like. So is there a concern a little bit, or, hey, are these young guys just ready to get out there and hungry or inexperienced guys ready to get some playing time under their belt?
Yeah, I think they're definitely excited.
Yeah.
I think I heard Dan Lanning, the Oregon football coach, say the other day, if you're good enough, you're old enough.
Yeah.
So, if you're good enough to play, it doesn't matter what grade you are to impact a game. Piecing it together and being in that fire of a varsity basketball game to be determined with our group. Zane's been there 2 years in a row in a lot of close games, good games, tough games. So with someone like him, I knew what to expect. Now we don't know yet. We'll find out here shortly. But that's exciting. And I'm kind of reminding myself each day that we have to be patient, but at the same time, we're going to be impatiently patient because we want to get as good as we can as fast as we can. But at the same time, we can't lose perspective of we're trying to put this thing together one piece at a time and one day at a time.
You guys have played this matchup now with Centerburg for a number of years. I can't say exactly how many, and you guys opened with a 73-38 win last year. You win 4 straight games to open the season, so can't get much better than that, open the season with 4 straight wins. But you win 73-38, and pretty much you guys led. At one point I know it was like 42-17 and things like that. So what went so well in that game against Centerburg? It's kind of an unknown anyway when you go into a first game, and specifically Wednesday night when you got the inexperience. But what went well last year in a first game for you guys to win that ball game by 25 points to 35 points there?
Yeah, if I remember correctly, this is a long time ago.
35.
Now. But if I remember correctly, our second quarter was really big. We might have been up 8 or 9 points at the end of the first. But
that wasn't the one you were sick, right?
No, that was a few years ago.
Okay, I was
thanks for reminding me. Thanks for reminding me. I haven't been to Centerburg for a while, so I got to hopefully making the trip this year, and not in a hospital bed watching.
Knock on wood.
But with last year, I think a big part of that was we got the tempo going in our favor, and we created turnovers, and we're able to score off of that. But like I said, with our group this year, it's pretty much brand new, and I think the same for Centerburg as well. They had a lot of seniors in that group that played a lot of minutes and big roles for them. So really this year that has no bearing on the game. So, but we're excited for Wednesday and see what we got for the first time when the scoreboard actually matters and more people are in the stands.
And your dad can watch it at WMVO.com, live streaming. Or WMVO YouTube channel.
He'll be a day ahead, but he'll be watching it.
Oh, really? That's how it works in Australia?
Yeah.
Day ahead.
They're about...
Well, you're teaching me everything.
14 and a half, is that right?
Yeah.
14 and a half hours ahead of us.
There you go. You tell them. WMVO.com, WMVO YouTube. And tell them it's an early tip, too. That's pregame around 5:15 on a Wednesday night. Looking forward to another great season for the Mount Yellow Jackets. We always appreciate Nick Kuhn joining us in his 11th season. Seniors Trent Wells and Zane Barber, thank you guys so much for joining us. Mount Yellow Jackets get it all underway, taking on the Centerburg Trojans Wednesday night from the heart of Ohio, and we're looking forward to all season long following the Mount Yellow Jackets and their success. And we're going to get you guys back down here, too. Eat some pizza and talk some hoops as well. Let's take this break. We'll come back, and we'll talk with the Centerburg Trojans next on WMVO.
Home, farm, auto, business, RV, or boat, Griffin Insurance has you covered. Located at 300 Coshocton Avenue in Mount Vernon, we've been protecting what matters most to Knox County for decades. Call 740-397-7488 today and experience the trusted local service you deserve. Griffin Insurance, coverage you can count on from people you know.
Page One Group in beautiful Mount Vernon has your best interest in mind when it comes to you and your printing needs. Whether it's printing, design, laser engraving, or sublimation, there isn't a texture we can't print on. Promotional products are how you keep people coming back, and that's where we come in. Your business is our business. Page One Group, open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. Call 740-397-0262 and visit us on Scott Road.
When you're craving better ingredients and better pizza, Papa John's on Coshocton Avenue delivers. Locally owned by Bill Spitzer, Papa John's is feeding Mount Vernon fresh hot pizza, wings, and those irresistible garlic butter breadsticks. Order tonight from 855 Coshocton Avenue or call 740-397-6644. Carry out, delivery, or order ahead online. Papa John's, locally owned, big flavor, right here in Mount Vernon. 740-397-6644. That's Papa John's, better ingredients, better pizza.
WMVO Weather Center forecast.
The temperature 46 degrees under clear skies. The wind is from the southeast at 5 miles per hour. The forecast for this evening, cloudy with light wind. The temp 42. Overnight, cloud-filled skies with a light breeze. We've got a chance of rain. The temp 42. And then tomorrow, it will be overcast with some wind. Rain is likely. The temp about 51. That's Storm Track weather on the heart of Knox County, WMVO.
You're listening to the Griffin Insurance Monday Night Sports Talk Show, brought to you in part by Griffin Insurance, Buckeye Stoves, Page One Group, and Papa John's.
All right, we welcome you back into the Griffin Insurance Monday Night Sports Talk Show and appreciate the Maverick and the Yellow Jackets joining us. Their opponent Wednesday night in the heart of Ohio will be the Centerburg Trojans. We're going to have the game live streaming, WMVO Facebook, WMVO YouTube, and here on the radio as well. John Marhefka is with us, the head coach of the Centerburg Trojans, playing ball, and Drew Trout with us as well, although I called Drew the wrong name when he first came in here because, you know, I've been doing this for years, and I always mess up at least one name. So it is what it is. But appreciate you guys joining us here. Centerburg Trojans finished 4th in the Knoxmore Athletic Conference last year with a 14-10 record overall, 9-5 in the Knoxmore Athletic Conference. And Coach John Marhefka, in his second stint here with the Centerburg Trojans, you know, he was the coach for a while and then went to Coach Kenyon, and then they canceled their season due to COVID. Then he said, I'm going to come back to Centerburg, and he's been here ever since. And he's going to continue to be here. And appreciate John joining us. Coach, as we look back just quickly to last season, and you win 14 games, but a number of those guys are gone now. Jack Lawrence is gone. Isaiah Suley's gone. Bennett Hill, Trevin Harris, Thomas Schaller, they're all gone. And, you know, I liken it to the movie Coach Carter. You guys ever seen that movie?
Yeah.
And they go in, and the kid throws the basketball, and he leaves. And they say, well, that's our leading scorer that's going out the door. And they said, well, looks like somebody else is going to be the leading scorer this year. And, Coach, that's just how it is in high school. You've been doing this a long time. You're one of the most veteran coaches that we have on this show. And not to make you feel old.
Thanks, yeah.
Yeah, not to make you feel old. But this is an opportunity for some kids to step up. And so tell us a little bit about your team here for 2025.
Well, we're definitely young and trying to get some experience, still figure out our identity. But I think it's an opportunity for some young men, like you said, to step up and show what they can do in their ability. And they've been in the program, so it's good that way. So I think we just got to get, the nerves out the first game. Our football team has been successful the last couple of years, so we get guys coming in. And, we always debate whether we should back up the game, do some things.
Yeah.
But kids are young and resilient, so we're trying to get them to transition in, and they like to play. So we're going to do that. So we've been working on trying to acclimate everybody and get them in basketball shape.
Yeah. How hard is that for you to get into basketball shape, Blaine?
Oh, it's pretty hard. I mean, going in from not running that much and then going in running up and down the court all the time is it's pretty rough.
Yeah. Well, Coach, when you get those football players in there, how hard of a transition for you as a coach is it to you get them on the line and make them run, a lot to try to give them that shape, or how do you get them back in that kind of basketball shape? It's a different world.
Yeah, right. It's changed over the years. I think there's some, consistency that I think, the running and the mental approach. Basketball is a tough sport. You got to have skill, speed, and strength. And when you combine all those together and trying to play, so I think it just takes them a little bit just because it's different. All sports have different training and preparation.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's you kind of get them. We have a group of guys that were with us, so they're in a little bit of better shape.
Mm-hmm.
We try not to do too much to add in, so there's that big, big gap. But these guys are getting into it, and I think as the year goes on, you always want to be improving. So that's just one of the things we've done. But they've come in pretty good and pushed themselves pretty well. But we got to do a good job of you want fresh legs, fresh minds, and try to get them ready for that transition.
When you look at this Centerburg team, John, what does this team like to do? You like to get up and down the floor? You want to play in the half court? You got size? Are you small? What is this team's strengths and weaknesses this year?
I think this year our youth and experience, we're going to have to take a little more time and control it a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd like to get them, but with the numbers this year, we're not very deep. Just overall, I think kids, basketball all around, people are at numbers are different, and some people there's just not a lot that are playing at different spots.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have a lot of guys that are gonna get opportunity, get up and down. But with that and with what we run, you've got to be skilled and you've got to work on that and know your role. So once we're working on establishing that, I think the quicker they get that and some things, get it established, it'll be better. Early on, they're still trying to figure out and find out what they can do. I mean, we played a scrimmage the other day, and we're working offense. We're getting good shots, but the execution of them, we're rushed a little bit. So it's a little rough coming off there. But, every day we're getting a little bit better.
Yeah. You think about a situation where Jack Lawrence, I think, averaged 15 or 16 points per game, and Trevin Harris had 16 or 17 points per game. You got to make up those points somewhere.
We would have had a killer 4 last year. We had 3 guys average double figures. Then Isaiah played on a brace, Isaiah Suley, and he would have been a 4th double point scorer. Jack was a double-double rebounds. So, but Jack evolved when he came in. So some guys, I think we've got guys with the potential to do that. But again, when the lights are on and they're, the opportunity's there. These guys will tell you, when we have we pass up open good shots. I'm in practice, telling them, shoot the ball, but shoot it on balance and a good shot. And I think they're just trying to figure that out.
Yeah. Is that, you think about that right now, Blaine, you're able to look for a Jack Lawrence in the post or a Trevin Harris in the post and now, or Isaiah Suley on the outside. Now you go, okay, those guys aren't here. And so what has been kind of the thought process as the player? And you mentioned that, you heard John mention there, you guys got to shoot the ball now. Is that you kind of getting away from being hesitant as much?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, still looking for guys that like to step up and like make some plays and score some baskets. But I mean, just like taking more care of the ball and like making my opportunity to score.
All right. What position are you, like off the ball? Are you point guard or what position? Are you
I would say point guard.
Yeah, point guard. There we go. So, well, we appreciate you guys joining us here, and then Drew, who I can't actually see from over there. There he is. He's over there as well. What year are you in school?
Sophomore.
A sophomore year. So, playing at the varsity level, this is going to be an opportunity for you. Has the speed, even just in practice, been something that's been a little difficult, or has it really slowed down maybe in the process of the practices leading up to your first varsity start to possibly here varsity game?
I mean, I feel like coach is preparing us for it. He's just trying to get us moving a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. We're getting better at it.
How important have these seniors been? Even though some of them are kind of just getting back in there, that's the kind of hard thing too. Getting back in there and you're adjusting to those football players that maybe weren't there in practice, but now you're kind of gelled together here. But about 10 days before the season started, how has that transition been for you?
I mean, it's good getting people back like Blaine, because he's senior. He's our leader this year, so he's just got in and helped everybody, I guess.
Yeah, Coach, we talked about some of the other names maybe that are going to be on this team. I know some guys like Stephon Sands and those guys and things. I mean, and Todd Sands played for a while, and he coached basketball at Centerburg too, and so
Stephen will be doing a good job.
Yeah.
Brody Cole, who's a junior returning, has some size inside, and he's got some good skills. So he's, like I said, the buck stops here. I told him the other day, meaning he looks around and he's got to step up, and there's not a lot, of guys in his type of position and everything. I think Drew and some of the younger guys are realizing that, and so they have to evolve into that a little bit.
Yeah, and for you guys too. I mean, it's been, you haven't had a ton of depth for few years now. I mean, really, it's
Probably
not
since that team with McKinnon, Levi, Landon, Isaiah, Grayson, Colton Martin, Carter Jones. Yeah, there's been some depth where we had numbers and that, but I think the guys know it and they play together and they're good guys. I mean, that's one of the things. It's a joy to be around them. It's frustrating coaching high schoolers, just dealing with the everyday variables that come in. But we have a lot of fun when we do that.
Well, and you got guys, here that have played football, and they're winners. Mm-hmm. So when you're already stepping on the court, you've got that part already down, where these guys know how to win athletics, whether it be football, whether it be basketball. They know how to win, and that's a pretty big thing to already have, that these guys are athletic and they know how to win.
We kind of lean on Blaine a little bit for him to get that, because he's been the quarterback, so that's a leadership role. And then he's had guys around him, and he's been playing since he was a sophomore at the varsity level. So he knows what it takes, the pace and everything. So the quicker he gets guys around him and going from that, and they're working together, it's going to have to be a collective experience this year, no doubt about it.
Yeah. Are you going to try to get the ball inside and have Brody score inside? You want to shoot threes? Everybody wants to shoot threes now, though, John.
No, I think, and Brody's got a skill set that he can play some variable, good inside-out combination. And like I said, I think we got a lot of young guys that their opportunities are in front of them. And it's like anything. You see some really good things, and then you see some old habits that come in, and they're trying to learn the new level and the new pace and all that. And some of it's unknown. So we're going to learn as we go.
All right. John Marhefka with us. We appreciate him joining us. Blaine Ball and Drew Trout, thank you guys so much for being here. We're going to be talking about the upcoming season, the expectations, and of course we're going to hit on the K-Mac too, and your thoughts on the K-Mac as well. Centerburg Trojans with us here, and they were enjoying some Papa John's pizza. Also want to thank Page One Group. That's the mug I've been drinking water out of here. I don't drink coffee. Griffin Insurance and Buckeye Stoves. Take this break, come back. More with the Centerburg Trojans next.
Time and Temperature is brought to you by
Knox County Veteran Services, located at 105 East Chestnut Street, Mount Vernon. Stop in and see us today.
It's 7:43 and 46 degrees.
Good afternoon. I'm Jacob Reimer. A lot happening in the NFL today. Out of Cincinnati, head coach Zach Taylor met with the media and announced that both T. Higgins and Trey Hendrickson will not play Thanksgiving night against the Ravens. Zach Taylor also mentioned he anticipates that quarterback Joe Burrow will return from injury and play Thursday night in Baltimore. They fell to the Patriots yesterday 26-20, moving to 3-8 on the season. After the win yesterday over the Raiders, Cleveland Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski has already confirmed that Shedeur Sanders will continue to start at quarterback this Sunday against the 49ers. Stefanski spoke after the win on how he was pleased with the team's ability to make plays downfield.
Yeah, we felt confident in our guys. I think I told you guys last week, we trust our guys. We trust our guys to go make plays, and that there are plays to be had. There's always room for improvement, and that's what we focus on in our building. That's our guys have the right attitude to find ways to improve. But obviously, when you can make plays down the field, it opens up everything.
Stefanski also mentioned that quarterback Dylan Gabriel has clear concussion protocol, but he's sticking with Sanders against San Francisco. It is officially the game week after Ohio State beat Rutgers Saturday 42-9, and they can now put their full attention on Michigan this upcoming Saturday. Kickoff from Ann Arbor is at noon. On the hardwood, the Ohio State women's basketball team is in the Bahamas at the Baha Mar Pink Flamingo Championship, and they took care of Belmont this afternoon in a 68-56 win. Jelani Cambridge led the way with 26 points. They will now take on West Virginia on Wednesday. I'm Jacob Reimer, and this is the Ohio News Network.
This is Lorraine from Buckeye Stoves. Let's get ready to rumble. We love football season, and that means stove season is right around the corner. Buckeye Stoves. Check out our showroom with live displays on State Route 95 in Fredericktown. We offer 22 brands of stoves, fireplaces, and inserts. Wood, pellet, gas, and coal. BuckeyeStoves.com. Buckeye Stoves, the cozy way to save.
Whether it's your home, farm, auto, business, RV, or boat, Griffin Insurance has you covered. Located at 300 Coshocton Avenue in Mount Vernon, we've been protecting what matters most to Knox County for decades. Call 740-397-7488 today and experience the trusted local service you deserve. Griffin Insurance, coverage you can count on from people you know.
When you're craving better ingredients and better pizza, Papa John's on Coshocton Avenue delivers. Locally owned by Bill Spitzer, Papa John's is feeding Mount Vernon fresh hot pizza, wings, and those irresistible garlic butter breadsticks. Order tonight from 855 Coshocton Avenue or call 740-397-6644. Carry out, delivery, or order ahead online. Papa John's, locally owned, big flavor, right here in Mount Vernon. 740-397-6644. That's Papa John's. Better ingredients, better pizza.
WMVO Weather Center forecast.
The temperature 46 degrees under clear skies. The wind is from the southeast at 5 miles per hour. The forecast for this evening, cloudy with light wind. The temp 42. Overnight, cloud-filled skies with a light breeze. We've got a chance of rain. The temp 42. And then tomorrow, it will be overcast with some wind. Rain is likely. The temp about 51. That's Storm Track weather on the heart of Knox County, WMVO.
You're listening to the Griffin Insurance Monday Night Sports Talk Show, brought to you in part by Griffin Insurance, Buckeye Stoves, Page One Group, and Papa John's.
All right, welcome back. It is the Griffin Insurance Monday Night Sports Talk Show presented by Buckeye Stoves, Griffin Insurance, Papa John's of Mount Vernon, and Page One Group here with the mugs. And John has an entire cabinet as his home of Monday Night Sports Talk Show mugs.
Yep, we do.
We appreciate you guys joining us here. Got about 10 minutes left of the show to chat. Well, we talked a little bit about expectations and some of the things, but let's look at the Knoxmore Athletic Conference. And when you look at it, and, we talked with Mount Vernon there for a minute, and unfortunately for them, Zane Barber tears his ACL, and he's out for the season and different things. And you look over at Fredericktown, and Brody Davis, unfortunately for him, was having a fantastic football season. Right. He tears his ACL, and a great shooter on the basketball team. He's out for the season, so it kind of changes little things there for the Fredericktown Freddies. But that was the league champ last year, Fredericktown. Of course, they beat Cardington in a heck of a matchup there at the end of the season we were at and things. But when you look at the Knoxmore Athletic Conference, I know they've got a number of guys coming back. Cardington had a big senior class, so
everyone was.
Yeah, I think everyone was.
So yeah, they're graduate. I mean, they didn't play any underclass or even juniors.
Yep.
And so they're going to have to reload.
Yeah. So what do you see right now with the Knoxmore Athletic Conference? We talk about Mount Gilead, Loudonville, and some of those teams. What do you see with the KMAC?
I definitely think it's unfortunate what happened to Brody Davis right there, but we had that happen to us where, one of our seniors, and he played through it. So I understand all of that, and you feel bad for the seniors. Mm-hmm. I think Fredericktown, though, has enough that they should probably be looked at as the top. Mm-hmm. It is what it is when you have players coming back and you're preparing. I believe Cardington graduated everybody, so all the rest of us, Northmore, graduate some athletes and football players. So it's going to be those teams that can gel and get together and start working hard. And I think it's pretty even keel after, I think Fredericktown is a little bit ahead of everybody right now just because they've got a number of experienced players coming back. And so that would be their expectation. I think everybody else, it just depends who shows up. And, I think Danville's still playing football, or did they just
finished.
Oh, that's right, Hillsdale.
So they got to push some games back.
They're getting everybody back in. So, like I said, I think it'll be pretty good. But, when Mount Gilead had a strong football season, I'm sure some of those guys are coming in. And just like you said with Blaine, when you start winning, that changes things, and people, might help you out making that transition. And if they carry it into basketball. But I think it's going to be a competitive year all around.
Of course, we live in Knox County, and it's not huge and everything. So you guys probably have friends at like Fredericktown and stuff, don't you? I mean, so when you look at the KMAC from a player perspective, Blaine, what do you see with the Knoxmore Athletic Conference in your senior year?
I mean, it's always a competition. No one's for sure going to win, and it's always it's anyone's year. So we just got to play and to see how it goes.
In football season, we always said there was really no off week. Anytime you played and kind of got you guys ready for the postseason. Colonel Crawford is still playing, so there's a little bit of a good feeling for you there. But when you talk about playing in the KMAC, are there any games that you're looking forward to? You like playing the Fredericktown Freddies, right? I mean, that's your rival.
I like playing them.
And for you, Drew, looking at the Knoxmore Athletic Conference, some of your thoughts on maybe in the conference and getting ready for the 2025-26 season.
I mean, there's always competition every year, and it's just always competing between everybody, and you never know what could happen. A team could have an off night, a team could have an on night.
And you guys have an opportunity Wednesday night to get in some real basketball action. I think that's going to be a big thing for you guys, and I think it is for Mount Vernon too. I mean, we were talking with Nick Kuhn too, and they've got some inexperienced guys. That you guys, it could be a sloppy game. You never really know, but it could be a really clean game if guys come and they play well. And last year, I know you guys have been playing a number of years against the Mount Vernon Yellow Jackets. The 1 year, of course, you played against your, maybe multiple years, you coached against your own son.
Yeah.
Is that hard?
It was difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's times we always still talk about that I would have coached him,
Yeah.
but and the 1 year he wasn't on varsity yet, so that was.
Yeah.
But his JV team won.
Yeah.
And then the 2 years varsity, he's got me, and he lets me know about it. But I think it's good for the county. Like knowing Coach Kuhn, and it's good for the boys. I live in Mount Vernon, and my kids go to school there. I coach and teach at Centerburg. Our guys know them; they play. So I think it's good, and hopefully the fans will come out and support both teams, and it'll be a good game, hopefully.
Yeah. Now, last year wasn't a great game. You guys fell behind. What did you take from that game last year?
Well, the biggest thing for us was it was early in the year, and I think we had 3 practices with everybody back.
I see.
Isaiah was learning to play with that brace, and he he started and played. But give it to Coach Kuhn had some players last year, so we had our hands full. To play them at their place. I think this year, it just depends on if our guys come ready to compete and then get after it. They've shown some good bright spots in the preseason and early season, but we got to tip it up on Wednesday and go from there.
All right, Blaine, you're probably excited to get some basketball underway and things like that. How exciting is it to play them out in front of Yellow Jackets? And people look at the outside and they go, "Well, Centerburg really shouldn't win this game because Mount Vernon's big," but the reality is that you guys have proven that you've won the game in the past at times. So looking at this game, how excited are you to take on the Mount Vernon Yellow Jackets, get to play somebody else instead of the Centerburg Trojans?
I'm very excited. I mean, playing them for the past 4 years, it's always a good game, and the atmosphere is absolutely amazing. And just having everyone there and just playing an actual game feels amazing.
Now, Drew, I just want you to know this is here. We're still working out some kinks here, so I actually can't see you when you're talking, but I do know that you're talking there. What do you think of the matchup with the Mount Vernon Yellow Jackets on Wednesday night?
I mean, you do it every year. It's just tradition at this point.
Yeah, it
so,
really is. Yeah.
Ready for it. I mean, I think we're training hard every day in practice and getting after it, so I'm ready for it.
Coach, you're going to keep this thing forever, Mount Vernon. I mean, it got started what was it, 4 or 5 years ago, and now it's, you want to keep this for the long term?
Yeah, as long as Coach Kuhn, I think it's good for us. Everybody talks about the size of programs, but it's good programs win games.
Yeah,
so
sure.
No matter what level. But I think it's, something that it's good for the local communities. And like I said, different divisions now, with all the division breakup, you could play somebody and, they could go on and do well. You could, we were a few years ago really strong in our level. We get to the tournament, we get knocked out. We beat everybody around our area, and a couple of them went down divisions. They go to the regional final.
Yeah.
So, and then with going Division 6 now, some of our alumni are like, "Oh boy, Coach, why?" Like I had control over that. I was like, no, it's that's where we are.
Yeah.
And so they're aware of it, but I think it's good, and I think both teams are going to be competitive. It's they have some pride. And they want to go. It's always good to teach young players to compete a little bit.
Yeah. You have any thoughts on NIL?
I don't think the impact is not going to be in programs as much as what I don't like about it is that it gets that individual emphasis in team sports.
Sure.
So no matter what it is, if you're football and you've got my quarterback and 3 linemen are getting some money, but he's getting more. What happens if that guy that doesn't get any NIL says, I'm every bit as good, but I'm not going to block or play as hard? And I know that they'd mentioned that in the team. Same thing with basketball. But I think that it comes out. There's some. The other thing is it adds a layer of compliance now.
Yeah.
I was looking at what you can do and can't do with school logos and branding, and it's just an emphasis on the individuality that I think high school athletics and education-based athletics. That shouldn't be the emphasis, but we know it's the world today.
Yeah.
It's college athletics and a trickle down effect. But like I said, I don't think it's going to impact us as much as people think it is. And again, if you're in the capitalist way, if like you have a talent, you can get paid for it, and someone's willing to do it, why would you hold somebody back? So I see both sides of that.
Excellent. Well, we're going to get underway. We're going to play some basketball on Wednesday night. I think 2 quarters of JV, right? And then that starts at 4:45.
Yes.
And then at 5:30, WMVO Facebook and YouTube. I think somebody's even going to be watching in Australia. Yeah.
Okay.
No, but no, we're
Down under, huh?
Yeah, we're looking forward to all that. But thanks again to the Maverick Yellow Jackets. Thanks to the Cinnaburg Trojans. Best of luck this season, Coach, and to you guys as well. And we'll be back next week with a new Griffin Insurance